Howdy. We're back. We're live. Day 2. Hope everyone is well. Slower start, only a few people here. Alex, first to message in the chat, one of the regulars. Good to see you, Alex. Good to see you. But yeah, hopefully, the live stream is ready to go. So I understand. Hello, Kieran. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Some people might be watching Wigan vs Leeds on usual Sky, but we've got Sky Plus today, so anything could happen. It could fall to shit at any time. Let's see how it goes. And no, Alex, there's no rum in here. This is just Coke. The other thing is ice. That's it. All right. And no, the ice is not made of vodka. It's not made of rum that's been frozen. It's water. Okay. It's Coca-Cola and water. Haven't seen you do any NRL live stream. Crack it of a game last night, Dogs. Comeback Kings. I will try and do more NRL games, Flo. I do want to do more this season, and I will do. I will do more, but I just haven't yet. But I will do. I'll definitely do Origin. 100% will do State of Origin. Actually, let's have a look at next week's games and see if I can piece together what I would be streaming. So, I would likely do... So, unless I'm busy, I would likely do Lee vs Hull FC on Thursday. I'd be at the Wire game against Hull KR on Friday. I would probably stream Castleford vs Leeds on the Saturday, followed by Catlands vs Wigan after that. Then Wakefield vs Salford on the Sunday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would be arsed doing that, to be honest. And then we've got round 12 of the NRL. Bulldogs vs Dolphins, 10:50 on the Thursday. I could probably do that. The Friday, 11 AM, Eels vs Eagles. Do you know what? I'd probably do that. Saturday, 8:30 and 10:35. I guess I could do the 10:35. There's a bunch of teams on a bye, so I reckon I could get away with doing at least 2 NRL games next week. Who do you think for Finns or Wars? I've gone with the Warriors, but I do think the Dolphins can win that one. Leitfield Warrington going to be best game this week? I think it could be. I think this is up there. Wigan vs Lee will be a good one. So I could technically... Imagine if once I got the other game on my PC and then commentated both. I'd have to be very detailed and very specific, but I could technically do it. Hello, Reese. Good to see you again. Good to see you. So if you've got a prediction, make sure you vote. Kickoff is in 11 minutes at 8 o'clock. I've got a feeling about the Sharks as well. I think the Sharks are a tricky one this week. I reckon Wigan will smash Lee, to be honest. Just don't think Lee will be good enough tonight. I think they'll try and bounce back from the Challenge Cup. People will talk about Catlands. I just think Lee are more capable of the bounce back than Catlands. God, they were garbage yesterday. They were awful. 5 AM Eastern in Australia. Well, thank you for being up, Reese. Thank you for being awake. So if you want to vote on the poll, who you think is going to win? 58% say Leeds at the moment. I also back Leeds in my prediction. And if you've got a specific score prediction, let me know. Reese says 30-14 to Leeds. My notepad is under here. Shit. more crap under there. This could go to the wire. Notes. Looking for notes for this game. Look at that. Professional YouTuber. Look at me go. A page worth for every game. So first thing I covered was I don't think either of these teams have been given enough credit this season. I think Leeds and Hull FC have both at minimum been good teams, but I think people like to just shit on Leeds and they like to shit on Hull FC, but I think they've both been at minimum good. Sometimes they've had bad games, bad performances, but overall, minimum good. I think the first area that was important to cover was the battle in the middle. I think Hull FC have looked quite strong this season. They've been beaten in a couple games through the middle, but I think Leeds' forward pack looks significantly stronger. Not a little bit stronger. I think Leeds' forward pack is significantly stronger than Hull FC's. And I do think Hull FC's forward pack has been good. I think in terms of quicker play the balls, post-contact meters and offloads, I think that's where Leeds will dominate, especially on the offload side of things. And when it comes to the backs, I think Hull FC, they do have more clarity in the kicking game with Aidan Caesar. I think his long-range kicks, I think they'll turn the forwards around, Leeds forwards around a lot, and possibly wear them down through the middle. So that kind of evens things out a little bit in terms of fatigue. The kick chase as well has been solid. I think Will Price for Hull FC has changed that attacking dynamic massively since he's come in. Two players that I do need to mention for Leeds as well. Lockie Miller is one, and Jake Connor is two. Everything is running through Jake Connor at the moment, and Lockie Miller getting those second phases. That's why I mentioned offloads. If Leeds forward pack keep getting quick play the balls for Jake Connor and then offloads for Lockie Miller, I don't think Hull FC stand a chance this week. Defensively, Leeds are also the second best side in the competition. Leeds are second best defensively in Super League. So the fact that I think Hull FC have been a little bit inconsistent with their attack as well, not hitting many major heights offensively. I think Leeds defensively would be fine. Hull's execution has been okay. It's been okay at times, but not hitting major heights. So I basically finished by saying I think they'd need to be almost perfect in possession to overcome Leeds defensively this week. So I went with Leeds 24, Hull FC 12. There you go. There you go. Cheering up for Will Price fullback. Well, James, good to see you again. Score Leeds 24, 36 Hull FC. That's a high scoring game, that. It's a very high scoring game. You've got Wigan by 8 and Leeds win by 8 as well. Okay, so it's Kieran. Thoughts on Sailor Wing last night? I think he looked alright. I think he looked quite comfortable. He looked relatively stress-free, not having to play in the halves, actually. Just looked like he could get the ball, run with it a bit. Didn't have to worry too much about doing anything, which could suit him going forwards. If Saints feel comfortable with Lomax and Whitby in the halves, Sailor might find a home on the wing. And that's what happened for Bevan French a few years ago. So maybe it'll work out. Maybe it'll work out. Do you have Wakey to win by 2 against Wire? Injuries might play a part in your game. That's fair. That's fair. With Ashton out, that's a huge miss. If Wrench is available, he goes straight in the left wing for me, no question. But if Jake Thulis is there, because I know Josh Thulis isn't, we'd have Aaron Lindup, Jake Thulis, maybe another young lad in there. We'll have to see. But I think we kind of showed against Wigan the young lads can play up to the big games if needed. And I think Sneed's kicking game will be a huge difference maker again, since missing him over the last few weeks. Sailor was good there, but I'm concerned on what happens when Kyle comes back. Where do we put him? Kyle. Who am I? Kyle Felt. Yeah, I've completely forgot. He's been out for so long I forgot he existed. Kyle Felt. I think if you're adamant on putting Felt back in, maybe Lomax just goes back to 14. Oh, but then Mbai. You've got Mbai as well, so Let's say, okay, let's say Saints were adamant on getting all those guys in there. Felt goes to number 2, so you'd have Wellesby at 1, Felt at 2. Ideally, Robertson at 3, but maybe Saylor could be a centre, but that's not the main shout I'm taking here. Robertson at 3, ideally, going forwards. Percival at 4, Murphy at 5. I think you'd then have... I think you'd have Whitby at 6, Lomax at 7, and then on the bench you'd have Mbai as your 14. Your 2 props would be Passy and Delaney. I think you drop Wingfield and put Saylor as your 17. Bring him on later into fullback, wing, centre, standoff or scrum half. Mbai can be your 9/7 if needed, or even 13. I think if you're adamant on getting those guys in, I think that's how you do it. Just swap them during the game. Saylor starts bench. Also going to slot in 6 or fullback. Yeah, I think 17 for Saylor, and then just bring him on where he's needed later on when everyone's knackered. You drop him by. I see you dropping pace when he plays. Maybe. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Kieran. I think Mbai kept you guys playing relatively quickly last year, because when you guys went through all those, like, the shit situation with the injuries constantly, nearly every week, it felt like Mbai led the way at 6 or 7. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, you would have seen a lot more St. Helens than I did. It just felt like he was most in charge. Not saying it was good or great, but it at least felt like Mbai was steering things in a direction. Evening Paul, evening Alex again. King, LG, Kieran, James, Reese, Flo. Always nice to have the regulars here. That's why they're regulars, because they regularly show up. And those of you that keep stopping by but never message, I know you're there. I don't know who you are, but I know you're there. Thanks for stopping by as well. 250th first team game for Rapiner. Salford with another winding up order. Jesus. Mate, Salford, honestly. What a mess that is. I feel for the fans at the minute. I really do. I really do. Would it be worth... Honestly, would it be worth Salford fans just boycotting games? Not giving that new ownership any money at all? If they plan to build anything, that they boycott exactly what they plan to build. If they want to build hotels there, that there is a local boycott. Spend nothing on food and drink at the stadium. Don't buy tickets. Don't watch the games on TV. Maybe watch the games on TV, but would a full-on boycott solve it? Maybe. Paul. That could have paid for Salford's first team next week, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. You get a trumpet, of course you do. Thank you very much, Paul. That is greatly appreciated. We are going to get a minute's silence, by the way, folks. So if I'm quiet for a minute, I'm joining in the minute's silence, okay? Because I think it's awkward and a bit disrespectful of me talking during that. So bear with me. I'll be back with you. Okay then. Okay then. Paul, once again, thank you very much. That's incredibly smart from Sky. Have the Wigan game on Sky Sports Arena as well. Sky Plus channel. Yeah. I mean, if it was on 2 major Sky channels, that would be great. But I understand. At least one is on main Sky, which is fine. Unknown on Connie. But like him as 18th if needed. Okay. Who do you have in their place? Good content. Thank you, Paul. It is greatly appreciated. What a group of legends. Croft. I just, again, I do this every time. I type the names in myself, but they just come up as words for me when I type them. But Croft is in. We're underway, folks. We are underway. Who'd you take having their place? Honestly, I think Super League might as well just go down to 10 teams at this point, but if you have to change them, based on attendance, I'm pretty sure Widnes or Bradford would be your next best based on attendance. Right then. So Hull FC in possession, just over their own 20. Third tackle already. Borough, over on the right-hand side of the field, comes back towards the middle with Asiata. Reckon you beat us on Sunday then? I think it'll be really close, Liam. I'm confident that we can win that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went to Wakefield. I just think with Sneed back in there now, what we've shown without the major players in there, I think has been good enough. Now to have them back in is a major bonus. So I think we could just about get it done. So Leeds now in possession. A minute gone in this game on their own 20. Lockie Miller's going to hand the ball off to, I cannot tell because that sun and camera quality is awful. O'Connor waits at dummy half. On the 30. Now with Ryan Hall. O'Connor. Inside to Palacia up to the 40. Wrapped up by 3 defenders. And again, Rappin is playing his 250th first grade game today. Hopefully he goes well. We'll see. Now inside Hull territory. They go short side right to Croft, who's going to kick this ball high towards the back right. Price is underneath it. Takes it cleanly on the 10. And up to the 20. Widnes look up their latest. I will do. No Toulouse. I'm not sure. I don't think the French product works without Toulouse and Catalans together, so maybe Toulouse. But I spoke to somebody recently. I'll get into a bit more details. But I spoke to somebody recently, a bit of inside intel. So I'll let you in on that soon. But wayward ball, 2.5 minutes gone. Last tackle coming up for Hull. I'd love to put that fan on, but that's going to just blast right into the microphone. So can't do it. So a long kick towards the back left's going to bounce a couple times. And now recovered by Ryan Hall up to the 30. Lee also playing, yeah, they're on main Sky right now. Waking by 16, bloody LLG. Bloody hell. Does Sky even care about quality of streams? I don't think they do. At least not for Rugby League anyway. Now with Riley Lum. In centre field, up to the 40. Truman being back for us is massive. Literally, everything runs through him. Look about 200 times better with him. Yeah, he's going to be dangerous. I think he kind of messes up a couple times. Was it last year or the year before? Yeah, I like Truman. I just hope he just gets settled somewhere with no injuries. Hang on a minute. Croft, firmly inside FC territory, just short of their 35th tackle. 3.5 minutes gone. In centre field with Jake Connor, who's going to kick this ball high towards the back left. A few Leeds Rhinos players there, but Barron is underneath it, comes down with it, taken out by the legs, and yes, it's a penalty for Hull FC. Mate, is it true clubs have all the power, so essentially could form a new league with nothing the RFL could do? I believe so. Kings. So off the back of the penalty, Hull FC are up to their own 30. Now with Knight in centre field. No fighting today, sir. No leading with the shoulder, if you don't mind. SCSA look for an offload, but he's wrapped up with 4, maybe 5 Leeds defenders in view. And that's going to be Asiata. Caught in a dead end, just has to surrender. Borough in centre field. Waiting for it. Shifting right with Cust. He's going to engage the line over the halfway line. Just about. So 5 minutes gone on the last. Out the back to Caesar. Plenty of height. Under pressure though. With Miller underneath it. Skips past 1. Up to the 20. And just over it. Interesting to see where Briscoe comes on. Yeah, good point. Good point. I guess just anywhere in the back line where they fancy him. And a penalty for Leeds. As a Fev fan, we won't get picked, so I'd say Toulouse. Then we have 2 French destinations, Amsterdam, Dublin, Vegas. Actually spreading the game a bit. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about Amsterdam yet. Actually, I think someone told me a decent number. Can somebody remind me, if anyone knows, how many fans were at the game in Amsterdam in pre-season? If someone could remind me. Listening to Rob for this game, watching Wigan Lee. Alright, well, I'll do my best to keep it detailed, Kieran. Keep it detailed. So O'Connor in centre field. Left to Jake Connor. Pops up to Gannon, almost getting half a break there. It's brought down with it, nearly trying to get an offload as well. But Hanley's going to scoot. He's now in centre field, dinks the ball through. We've seen this once or twice this season, almost collected by Newman, but it's collected by Martin instead. Price waits for Hull FC, hands the ball off to Chamberlain. Playing in the back row alongside Hardacre as well. A few centres out of position, but I think they've adjusted quite well since they've had to make that change. I think it gives them more speed in the back line, at least, defensively shifted across. Annoyed the hell out of me as a Wire fan when they came to the Halliwell Jones. 2k plus, not bad, not bad. Any idea at all how many Dutch people were there? Like, any idea? If somebody had to guess, I don't need an exact number, so don't worry about that, but just, I don't know, if you had to guess. So Cust with a kick on the last. Lomid's underneath it, takes it between the 10 and 20, pops it up to Miller, hit by Hardacre, and one other. And there's a bit of argy-bargy, mate. Lockie holding his back. Give him a walking stick. Up to the 30 now. Leeds in possession. O'Connor waits. You talked to a few. Alright. Well, at least there was some there. That's a start. Ryan Hall with the carry next through centre field. Third tackle for the Rhinos. Palacia. Then on his right to McDonald. He's having a good year this year. Irish international. O'Connor. Palacia. Could have gone out the back, but just takes a carry himself over halfway. But gets an offload for Watkins. Across to Hanley. He can shift. He can certainly shift. Back towards middle now on the last with Jake Connor. Kicks towards the sticks. Decent chase from Leeds players here. But recovered by... Was that Litton? Yes, it's Litton. Just over the 10. Will Price wants to quick play the ball. Gives it to Barron. And he's just short of the 20. At least a lot of KR fans. I heard the turnout was decent. I also had a Dutch Origin game, so I'd say a couple hundred. Alright, not too bad. That's alright then. Up to the 30 now. With Borough. Asiata. Left to Caesar. Met by McDonald pretty much straight away. Then helped by Brodie Croft. Stopped on the 30. So good defensive set from Leeds. Last tackle, 9 minutes gone. Out the back to Cade Cust down the left-hand side. That is a awful kick. It goes out behind the 40. So that gives Leeds pretty decent field position, to be honest. It'll be a good place to start a set for Leeds Rhinos now on their own 40. With 9.5 minutes gone already, feels like basically nothing has happened. Who's your wingers for the Ashes now? Young is apparently not wanting to play on the wing, and also Ashton Meaning. Oh, okay. Probably Marshall and Johnstone, if I had to say right now. I wouldn't mind Ash Handley on the wing, but I think he could feature at centre. I think he'd be in the squad, actually. I'd take Handley in the squad, because I think he could play fullback if absolutely needed, like for rotational purposes, but as a backup centre, possibly as the winger. So maybe Handley, but Marshall and Johnstone would be my first options, I think, currently. So there's a bit of a mess here, but Leeds have possession about 18 metres out. We've got a player down, not sure who it is at the moment. But Palacia has the ball up to the 10. And eventually we are stopped. Who is... Oh dear. Jordan Rapiner. Oh dear. I didn't see anything there, unfortunately. I have to see a replay. This does not look good. Right. Been to a few games and the attendance is around 300 to 500 for internationals. It's growing. If I stay here, I'm going to try volunteer. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Just joined. Thoughts on Bentley getting a card this game. James Bentley is now being called the Zen Monk, and that's been the case for the last few weeks now. Bentley, he's not been reacting to anything. He is the Zen Monk, as calm as you like. Slap him, he won't react. I'd certainly put John Stone in there, but I might be slightly biased on that one. I think you'd get away with that one. I'm like that with wire players, because I hold them to a higher standard than everyone else because they play for my club. So I'm always careful about who I would want as a representative for England, or calling someone, saying someone's the best player in that position. Like, when I say that I think Danny Walker is the best hooker in Super League, I don't say that because I'm a Wire fan. I say that because I believe it. I could get away with saying that George Williams is the best 6 in Super League, but I don't. I say Bevan French because I think he is. There's an argument I could say Mark Sneed's the best 7, but I don't because I say it's Harry Smith. So, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Liam. But I think John Stone, there's a genuine argument. So the game is stopped, by the way, folks, for those that aren't watching. The game is stopped. Just dealing with Jordan Rapiner at the moment. I've not seen a replay, so I'm not sure what's happened. Could I say Ollie Pratt is the best young player in the league? I mean, you could. I don't know if you'd be correct, but you could. You could. Leeds doing well. Piping hole back. Piping? Pinning? Why? Where did I get piping from? I saw 2 N's and my brain thought, oh, there's a double P. There's also a Labrador in a Dutch shirt at games. Bonus. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Rapiner's going to be put on a stretcher here. George Burgess has run it straight, champ. Who would you back? Against who? Who would he be against? Can you do Wigan versus Lee? Well, to be honest, Carter, I've kind of already committed to doing this, so unfortunately not. I mean, I could technically do both. Like, I could get it up on my PC and do both. So I think it would depend on what people wanted. I think Mikey Lewis is number 3. Kings, I think he's number 3. I think it's French 1, Williams 2, Lewis 3, I think. I think this game has more potential of being a closer score. That's kind of why I went with this one. Plus, we've not seen this one yet this season. Because I did stream Wigan vs Leeds in round 1. Oh, who would destroy George Burgess in their prime and run it straight? Good question. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Watching from work, thanks for the opportunity. Well, Frank, thank you, Frank. Thank you for being here. I will not be bailing on this game, don't worry. I'm going to check on... no, I'm on Sky Sports Plus. I'm not going to take ages to come back to this one. I'll stay where we are. So, yeah, people are telling me it's 6-0 for Wigan. And that is true. Liam Marshall with the try, Kieran with the conversion. You know, no one's fibbing me there. Lovely. So, yeah, we've got wrapping it down at the minute. Again, I've not seen a replay, so I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure what transpired. So I think there was a high shot on... Oh, look at that. Paul! Did you get paid today, Paul? What a guy. What a guy. Right then. The minute's silence. I can't remember the guy's name. Somebody might have to remind me. It would have been somebody close to Leeds that passed away recently. I can't remember his name. I apologise. Yeah, still waiting to get wrapping it onto the stretcher. Trying to get him wrapped up so he's not moving too much before they put him on the stretcher. This is a bad one, folks. This is a bad one. I don't know if it's Charnley in the playoffs last year bad, but they're like taking every precaution. They're not wasting, or they're not rushing this one in the slightest. If anyone in the crowd wants to put the stream on TV, that'd be great. Cheers, guys. Still taking the time. Should get him on the stretcher any second now, but yeah, it's this is a rough one. Again, I've not seen a replay yet, so I don't know. God, I even said like 10 minutes ago, it's his 250th first grade game. I hope he goes well. Why do I speak? Why do I say words? If it's really bad, there'll be no replay. That's a good point. Like if it's a bone sticking out or something somewhere. Definitely not. I certainly did, mate. I certainly did. Wig score, video ref, but try on field. Okay. Do you know what? I might be able to get the other game up on on my PC, and I can just kind of have it there. So like if something happens, I can kind of look at a replay and say that's how they scored. I think that's probably a good way to go about it. Hopefully it doesn't mess with my PC, because I'm going to be getting that stream up. But yeah, they're about to put Rapinoe onto the stretcher now. So looking at this try for Wigan, they get it off to Nsemba. He offloads to Jay Field. Wardle in support on his left. And yeah, just an easy clean break. And that's 10-0 for Wigan. So yeah, it was Ellis, left to Smith. Pops up to Nsemba. It wasn't even an offload, it was a wayward pass slightly, by the looks of it, off to Wardle. And he's in, that's 9.5 minutes gone there. So Rapinoe's now being stretchered off. Your badge will change. Once the first month is over, it will be, I think it'll be green or yellow, I think, the colour. Adrian Morley for running it straight. I don't know if Morley has the size. He'd certainly have the momentum. He certainly would. But would he have the size? I don't know. Right, folks, we're about to get back underway. Leeds play the ball on Hull FC's 10. So we're back into it. Murdoch Masilla would be a good one. Oh my god, he was quality at Warrington. Aside from the times he was injured. But, yeah. So we're back underway, folks. Still no replay shown, but I'll get over it. So, fourth tackle, left of the sticks, O'Connor. On his right in centre field with Watkins. Offloads back to O'Connor. Then it's with Croft trying to get an offload, but he's brought down 11 metres out. Wants a quick play of the ball. Possible 6 again, but doesn't get one. Short side right to Jake Connor. Cuts back towards the middle. Dinks the ball towards the back left. Lum goes up with Barron. Comes off the shoulder of Riley Lum. And Hull FC, they hold on. So 12-0 for Wigan as well. Hull FC on their own 10. It's now with Barron, a few metres shy of the 20. Asiata switches back to SASA, over the 20 now. 4 defenders around him. 4 defenders. He's going to play the ball for Borough. He's going to look right, then goes left. Now with Knight, over the 30. Cust was there in support for an offload, but he's wrapped up by 4 defenders himself, over the 40. Great carry there from Knight. Borough in centre field on the 4th tackle, on his right to SASA. Pops it up to Hardacre. But he's wrapped up immediately. He's dragged back a couple metres. And stopped just short of halfway. But the last tackle coming up for Hull FC. Almost a mess up there in the play the ball. Or the pick up from Borough. But it's kicked long from Caesar. Taken on the full by Miller on his own 10. And he'll return this just shy of the 20. Now Riley Lum. Stopped on the 20. So both teams will be fairly fresh after the break, dealing with Rapinoe. Only had about 10.5 minutes before we had that, 8-minute break, something like that. So it's 13 minutes on the clock now. Last tackle for Leeds, O'Connor. On the left to Oledzki, shifting left to Jake Connor. All the way across to Hanley. Gets the offload to Lum. He's gonna lose possession. Looks like he was taken out without the ball. But I think the moment he touched it and Barron made contact, I think was close enough. So I don't mind that one. So Hull FC will have possession about 35 metres out from their own line. Now up to the 40. Already dragged back a few metres there. A few Leeds defenders. With 14 minutes on the clock for this game, Leeds versus Hull FC. Again, I've got the Wigan League game up as well, so I can kind of go through how tries are scored on that one, if no one's watching that. So Borough is going to play it for Chamberlain. Now on the third tackle, shifting right with Caesar up to halfway. Cust bumps off one, spins, then is brought down by the 40. Fourth tackle for the Black and Whites, just over 40 metres out. Briscoe, now with Knight, running it straight up to the 30. Now the last tackle. Briscoe, centre field with Aidan Caesar, under a bit of pressure but gets the ball off. Towards the back right, Lum and Barron go up for it, and Lum wins that contest. Comes down with it cleanly with 15 minutes gone in this game. Now with Hanley. Bit of a dodgy pass there from Jared O'Connor, but no mistakes there. Imagine if Wayne picks Hall. I mean, I wouldn't mind if he was in the... Like, he was around the squad. Like, Tompkins. I'd like Tompkins to be part of the squad. Not the playing squad, but the with the group. So, there was a mistake. A mistake from... I think that was Newman trying to get an offload. And it was recovered by a Hull FC player. So, FC now have possession only 30 metres out. Accusation of a headbutt, apparently. Liam Knight with the first carry. Makes no meters there. Now in the middle with Caesar. Pops up to Herman SSA. Possibly forward, but gets an offload to Price. He offloads it to Litton down the left edge. Brought down by McDonald. And wrapped up by Watkins as well. Price is going to step, look for a line break, but he's wrapped up by Brodie Croft. Hull on the last, goes short side left, dink towards the back left. There's a chase. Martin bobbles it backwards, I think. Recovered by Chamberlain. That's going to be a fresh set of 6 for Hull FC, only a few metres out. Borough back towards the middle with Asiata, switches back to SAS8. Still only a few metres out, left of the sticks. Borough, now with Price. Almost went out the back, but Jake Connor jams into Caesar. Or I think that was maybe Cuss that he jammed into to make sure the ball didn't go out of the pack. But Hull FC, 6 metres out, left of the sticks. Price on his right to Asiata. Caesar pops up to Briscoe. He had Cussed out the back, but didn't use him. So now the third tackle. Right of the sticks, Cussed. Asiata, SAS8 knocks the ball on, or laterally, I think. Referee says that's a knock on. So, we've got to pause game for a moment. Hang on a minute. Lee are in. Lee are in with some points. Tessie Niu. Let's have a gander at this one if we get a chance. Third try of the season for Tessie Niu. Excuse me. Scoring for Leeds on their own 10. So it came off the back of a knock-on from Jay Field, just in front of his own 10. So Lee, right at the sticks to go left to O'Brien. Out the back to Lamb. Switches back to Niu. Bumps off Brad O'Neill. Then Farrell. And then just steamrolls into the in-goal area. Very nice. 18 minutes gone. 12-4 for Wigan with a kick to come. So back to this game. Leeds in possession on their own 30. There's a carry up to the 40. Connor He's going to kick from behind the 40 towards the back right. Has he got the distance on it? Maybe he's got the bounce. Pops up for Will Price. And he's eventually wrapped up. Just over the 10. That's 19 minutes gone. And a penalty for the black and whites. Okay. Hull FC getting let off there. And it's 12-6 in the Wigan League game. So Will Price with the next carry. Plays of a cust. Oh, that's a replay of the that's a replay of the penalty. The first thing I said when I showed it was that it's non-alcohol. Less of that. So it's now in centre field with Asiata up to the 40. That's the first quarter gone. Borough on his right to SASA. 3 defenders in the tackle, bringing him down just short of halfway. Borough on his left to Caesar. Switches back to Knight. Now inside Leeds territory. 4th tackle coming up. Caesar on the last. Kicks down the short side left. Miller goes up, but he's bumped off by a Hull player. I think that was Lytton. And it comes up with Leeds in possession. Lum takes the next carry, but he's under pressure immediately from Hardacre. Rapinette is conscious and okay. Alright, well that's good to hear. That is good to hear. So Leeds are in possession with Palissy. He's going to play this for O'Connor. Hands it off to Miller on his right. He's going to try and step, but he's wrapped up. Gets an offload to Aledski. Looking for half a break. Almost gets an offload himself. On the last tackle, Jake Connor eats up meters down the left edge. Then across to Hanley. Bit of room to work with here, but he's wrapped up by Cade Cuss. What a tackle. Oof. I think Borough came in and hit Cust in the head there. So Hull FC, after a great tackle there from Cust, now up to halfway, with plenty of tackles to go in this set. Now with Lytton, only making about 5 metres there. Borough over on the left, on his right to Asiata, out the back to Caesar. Cust, then across to Briscoe, hit by Lum and the ball comes loose. So, good intent there from the black and whites, but they mess it up there. Stopped by Riley Lum. He's having a great year. Great year from Riley Lum. Right then. Back underway. Leeds in possession. Newman is going to play this for O'Connor. Short of halfway. It's now with, is that Holroyd? Might be. Didn't quite see the shirt. But it's a cross. There's a wayward pass, but recovered by Watkins. Not the best ball across from O'Connor. Ledsky up to Hull FC's 40. It's now the 4th for Leeds. Right to Palacia, then to Croft. Switches back to McDonald. Drags a few defenders up to the 30. 24 minutes on the clock. Last tackle for the Rhinos. O'Connor in centre field with Croft. He's going to kick this high. Sort of near towards the posts. It's batted across from a Leeds player. Riley Lum collects it. And it's stopped a metre short of the line. But Wigan are in. Wigan are in for a try with Adam Kieran. Hull FC are starting a fresh set of 6 from their own 10. Price makes a few metres there. Borough now with Barron up to the 20. Let's have a look at this Wigan try in a second when it comes up on the replay. So Hull FC on the 20. Ashworth is also on for the Black and Whites up to the 30s. A strong carry there. So for Wigan's try, they go short side right with French. Straight across to Kieran. You had Farrell as an option. You had Eckersley as an option. Great pass from French. They had the numbers. And he strolls in. So in the last now for the Black and Whites out the back to Caesar. He kicks long. Hauls underneath it. Takes it cleanly. Recovers it over the 20. Up to the 30. Croft. To Newman. Across to Miller. Sorry, I need to yawn again. I apologise. Thank God there wasn't a line break there. It's now with Gannon. Inside Hull FC territory. Watkins. Going to take a carry through centre field himself. Now right with Croft. To Palacia. Knocks it backwards towards O'Connor. Now Connor switches back to Handley. Gets an offload to Gannon. Back to O'Connor. Then to Croft. Right to Newman on the right edge. Gets an offload to McDonald. Back to O'Connor. Now shifted left. Across to Gannon. And eventually he's brought down. Jake Connor. Then to Miller out the back. Across to Riley Lum. Maybe a little bit early on that pass. But cuts back towards the middle. Gets an offload. Connor switches back to Miller. He dinks the ball over the top. It's going to bounce once and over the line for a 7-tackle set for the Black and Whites. Why aren't you Wigan? Because I've already watched that game this season, and this game has not been played yet. Plus, I was more interested in this one than the Wigan League game. "27 minutes on the clock. Hull FC are in possession now. Missed kick from conversion. 16-6 for Wigan at the moment. Ashworth with the next carry for Hull FC. Looking for an offload. Wrapped up by Palacia. Do you think Warrington will beat Hull KR? I think there's a chance. I'm not entirely confident yet. I think I'll have to see how we do against Wakefield and how they do against Huddersfield. Obviously, Huddersfield might not pose much of a threat, but we'll just have to see performance-wise how they look. Possible forward pass there from Price, but we're going to continue. It's now back in the hands of Price. Asiata up to the 30, gets an offload for Caesar. So we've had nearly half an hour gone. No points scored in this game. Briscoe, slightly right of centre, left to Cuss, then left to Price on the 4th. Switches back to SA. "15 metres out. Borough on his left to Cust. Out the back to Price. Battered down by Ryan Hall, and that's going to be a repeat set for Hull FC. Don't know how Ashton has an ACL injury, seeing as he carried on. Well, he came off after 20 minutes. So, who knows? Who knows? Wigan score video ref. Let's have a look. So, there's a break here in this game. So, Nsembe's offside. Wardle's fine. Marshall's fine. So scrum for Hull FC, 10 metres out. Caesar, now Price, hang on a minute. Across to Martin. Finally, we've got some bloody points. Thank God. First points for Hull FC. About time. Thank the Lord. So 4-0 for Hull FC with a kick to come. Out the back of the scrum. Finally, we get something. Finally. And video ref for Wigan versus Lee was given on field as a try for Wigan, and it's going to be a try. So Wigan extend the lead, 20 points to 6 with a kick to come, 27 minutes gone in the game. Well, get yourself one, and that would make one of us. Just back from re-watching that Roosters try from this morning, it was a hell of a try. Mate, Mark Nwanganituwaze has done pretty damn well since he's come into league. He's done a pretty good job. If anyone hasn't seen it yet, go and watch the highlights for Bulldogs versus Roosters today, and just watch out for that Mark Nwanganituwaze try. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. The kick is no good. So we're back underway. Finally, we've got some points in this game. Taken by Price now with S8. Dragged back by 4 Leeds defenders. Hang on a minute. Almost a dropout. I think he's just going to stay in field. Good work there from Lasone, Smith and a few others. Borough to Ashworth. Only back up to the 10 now. Decent carry though. Now with Chamberlain, up to the 20. Hull FC up to their own 30 now. Borough at dummy half. On his right to Hardacre. Again playing in the back row today. Now on the last, right to Price. Kicks from behind the 40. Plenty of height in this one. Not too much distance, but caught on the 20 by Miller. Steps, pushes off Briscoe. Pushes off Barron. Still shifting. Makes about 15, 16 metres on that return. Maybe a bit more. Now with Lum on his own 40. Hardacre, Ashworth and S8 dragging back. Now Smith, back up to the 40. And Lasone, also on for Leeds Rhinos. Brought down inside FC territory, just short of the 40. And there's a 6 again for Leeds. There's a carry behind the ruck from Holroyd. Decent metres up to the 30. O'Connor, now with Smith. Fakes the ball, hand off to his right. Over the 20. Borough comes in late, but is bumped off. 33 minutes on the clock. In centre field with O'Connor. Left to Jake Connor. Switches back to Gannon. Slam down 8 metres out. Left of the sticks, third tackle. Great chance for Leeds to equalise and possibly take the lead for the first time. Lasone straight into Ashworth. Still about 7 or 8 metres out between the sticks. O'Connor is going to go himself. I think he's got it. It is worth a check. I do think he's got it, though. No try given on field for the video. I have to check. Okay. Okay. I was leaning more towards try, but we will see. Maybe stopped just short and then promoted the ball slightly, maybe? To be fair, I didn't actually see the ball grounded, so yeah, I could... Yeah, this... Oh, hang on a minute. This might be no try. Oh, he stopped it. He's bloody stopped it. Well done. Is that Essay that's done that? Well done, Essay. He's stopped that. Good lad. Good lad. And a knock on from O'Connor. So that's going to be Hull FC ball. Right, well, best chance there for Leeds. They come up short, but there's 6 minutes to go in the first half. And look like a possible high shot there. Yeah. Penalty against Leeds. Oh, hang on. Interception for Harry Smith. Almost gets a break, but he's brought down. Gets a quick play the ball for Marshall. Bumps off O'Brien. So yeah, penalty for Hull FC. And a penalty for Wigan as well. Congratulations to you guys. So back to this game. Hull FC will start this set from just short of halfway. Asiata switches back to Ashworth. Now takes it inside Leeds territory. Borough on his left to Asiata. He'll just carry the ball himself up to the 40. We now have 5 minutes to go in the first half in this game. Borough on his right to Caesar. Either back to Cust, which switches back to Hardacre. Straight into Smith and O'Connor. Fourth tackle, Borough, left to Asiata. Either back to Caesar. Almost wrapped up by McDonald, but then is by Croft. Now the last for Hull FC. Borough over on the left. Back towards the middle with Price. He kicks high towards the back left. We have a contest. Litton bats it backwards. Cust chucks the ball off and it's knocked down by, I think that was Newman. So a repeat set for the black and whites. So we can go over to the Wigan game for a second. There's a video referee decision here for Wigan. Try given on field. Right, back to Leeds versus Hull. There's a scrum 10 metres out. Same again, maybe. Oh, they just go short to Lytton. He'll carry it just a metre short of the try line, left of the sticks. Borough hands it off to S8, trying to crash over. I think he's comes down on the line, but I don't think he's grounded it. Video ref's going to check this one. He's going to give try. Okay. So video ref will have a gander at this one. Okay. Crowd wasn't happy, obviously. I've got a feeling he did. It might be difficult. Oh, ooh. I think that's a try. And in the Wigan League game, there is also a try, is there? There is. There's another try for Wigan. They extend the lead. It's 26-6 with a kick to come. I think that's a fair try for SA. I think that's a fair try. Right, this is going to be 8-0 for Hull FC, but I'm going to give the conversion because it's right in front of the sticks. There we have it. There we have it. 8-0 with a kick to come, but I have just given the conversion. And it's 28-6 for Wigan. 36 minutes on the clock in that game. Goes from try saver to try scorer. Yeah, Leeds maybe, I don't know, I think Leeds they've thrown the ball around a bit. They've not executed in the final moments well enough. I think if Leeds just improve their discipline a little bit, I think they'll be okay. Just complete at a slightly higher rate, improve discipline. I think they'll come back into this one. And the kick is good. So 10-0 for Hull FC. Lee actually have a scrum about 13 metres out. So I'll just have a quick look at that whilst we have a break here. So it's out the back of the scrum. Left to Lamb. Pops up to News. Switches back to Hodgson. Over the 10. Cuts back towards the middle. Now in Niu. Then across to Pape. Hang on a minute. Lee are in. Is that off Ngawi? I think it is. And it's going to be checked by Chris Kendall. Of course it is. So back underway in this game. Ashworth with a carry over the 10 from the back fence. Gets an offload as well to SA. And I think he knocks on. He does. So this gives Leeds a great chance. Anyone fancy Huddersfield beating Rovers tomorrow? Only, I think there are arguments that can be made why Huddersfield could win that one. But I think it gets easily shot down by the fact that Hull FC are just as good as they are. So I think there's a few individual things you could say as like a factor, but at the end of the day, I don't think so. So scrum for Leeds, 10 metres out. Jake Connor brought down about 7 or 8 metres out. 6 again for the Rhinos. Handley back towards the middle with Gannon. Now with Cameron Smith in centre field. Then across to Croft. Fakes the ball off. Now with McDonald. Puts the ball down. I can't read it. I don't know what it says on the wrist. I can't read it. But congrats on the try, though. Happy for you. So that's going to be 4 for Leeds. Oh, they want to play trumpets in the stadium, do they? Okay. How about this one then? C is not a fan of people from Hull. Six tries from James McDonald this season. Miller to add the extras to make it 10-6. Right on the stroke of half time. The kick from Miller is no good. So that's going to be 10-4 at half time, folks. Right then. So that's half time. And let's just commentate the rest of the half in the other game, shall we? So it's 28-12 to Wigan. High scoring first half. Damn. Ipape has turned his hair into a beanie. It's now with Lamb on their own 20. O'Brien. Hodgson. Wrapped up by Wardle and Leeming. 25 metres out from their own line. Ipape through the middle with O'Neill up to the 30. A minute and a half to go in that game. He's going to run himself. He gets a break. He's got Afangawi in support on his right. Uses him. Brought down on the 20 by Marshall. Wants a quick play of the ball. Ipape waits. On his right to Hodgson. Fourth tackle. Switches back to Myla Hanley. But he's wrapped up by Marshall as well. In centre field. Last tackle for Lee. Ipape left to Lamb. Kicks on his left foot towards the back left. Contest on the 10-metre line. Trout knocks the ball on. And it's recovered by Jay Field behind his own 10. Skips past Mulhern, but brought down by Pape. It's a few metres out from his own line. 45 seconds left in the Wigan vs Lee first half. Dupree up to the 20. Leeming. Now with Thompson. Wants an offload. Gets an offload. Smith. Then to Field. Now in Sember down the left. Up to their own 30. Tries to bump off Myla Hanley. But he gets wrapped up. Makes a few extra metres though. 15 seconds to go. Plays it for Wardle. So now with Smith. Ellis. A few seconds left on the clock. And that's going to be half time in that game as well. LG. I was talking about Wigan vs Lee. That's what I was commentating on. It's half time for the other game now. It's half time for this game, LG, and it's now half time for the other game. There was a few minutes left in the Wigan game, so I just commentated the rest of that half whilst we were done here. Right then. You got lost in NRL highlights. Again, if you've not seen it yet, folks, Roosters versus Bulldogs this morning in the NRL. Go watch Mark Nawangani-Tawaze's try. Go watch it. Ah, it's boiling, mate. It's boiling. I've not got the window open because you'll hear cars on the road. I've not got the fan on because you'll just hear the fan. So, boiling. Bloody boiling. Leeds are a banter club, and to think they got Vegas. That's a strong statement from Kings. It's a bold statement. I don't think there's anything wrong with them getting Vegas. I think the only two teams in Super League that shouldn't get Vegas the only three teams are Catalan, Salford and Huddersfield. Everyone else in Super League, I don't think there's any issue with them getting a Vegas game. But I don't know if anyone watches the Show Me the Money Rugby League TV channel, but I was watching their latest video and they were talking about a draft like with universities or colleges or regional academies. That was literally something I was thinking about a few weeks ago. Like regional academies. And I'm planning on making a video soon about what I would like to personally see for the future of the game. Like if the NRL was to purchase Super League, what would I want to happen? What would happen with Super League? What would happen with the Championship merging with League One? How I'd schedule all that. So I'm planning on trying to include some kind of draft system in there as well. But it was a good watch, so go and watch it, folks, if you haven't. Show Me the Money Rugby League TV. I think Leeds can still win this one. I'd say both teams have been fairly even in terms of quality. Just a few too many mistakes from Leeds, I think. But another thing they talked about on their show was that we just had the Academy Origin game between Yorkshire and Lancashire, and barely anyone knew it was on. But when I watched back the stream, I started watching it. First person to comment in the live stream, only bloody Paul Hulk-AR Wallace. He's everywhere. He's bloody everywhere. Just can't escape him. He's all over everything. Shows up whenever he feels like it. But yeah, people barely knew it was on. It was marketed poorly. Post that game in Discord. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, yeah, Discord, by the way. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, if anyone would like to join the Kinetic Rugby League Discord, there is an invite link in the description. So, yeah. Get yourself in there. 71% completion rate for Leeds. 5 errors to 4 for Leeds. 3 penalties conceded to 1 for Leeds. Okay. Just got to be cleaner in possession, that's it. I think Leeds will come back in this one. Oh, I am, by the way, 31 subscribers away from 7,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, that would be greatly appreciated. Only Rugby League fans know about them games. A lot of rugby... I couldn't have told you at any point what day or time it was on. I saw a few posts about the squads, and that was it. So the way I feel about War of the Roses in general is, as somebody that's born in Cheshire, I don't give a shit about it. So the way I say, this is a selfish point of view, just to put it out there to begin with before I make this point. This is a selfish point of view. Since I'm from Cheshire, I don't care about Yorkshire v Lancashire. I don't care. I know I'm not going to back Lancashire because they're local. I don't care who wins. But I feel like if you're going to use some of my wire players, potentially George Williams, potentially Toby King or James Harrison, or who else would be in it? I think Ben Curry was Cheshire. Or was it Lancashire? I'm not too sure. But there'd be possibly a few wire players in there. You want to use a few of Warrington's first team players in a game that means nothing to me or Cheshire. And if they get long-term injuries in a game that means nothing to us, I'm going to be pissed. And we're going to be pissed. Yeah, LG, I'm saying he would be picked for Yorkshire, wouldn't he? Because he's from Yorkshire, so he'd be picked for Yorkshire. It would be based on where they're born, not who they play for. But if players like that were to get injured in a game that I don't care about, I'd be pissed. But I do think if they just announced War of the Roses, I think they'd get a good crowd. I think if they just went ahead and just did it, they'd actually get a good crowd for it. But I don't think the interest is there because it's been talked about so much with so little action behind it. So people have just kind of forgotten or aren't bothered about it because they've talked about doing it but never done it. But if they actually just went and did it, if they announced it now for next year, I think people would pre-register for tickets, possibly even buy tickets for next year already. Since you're close to Wigan, why not support them and save the heartache? Well, because I'm from Warrington and because I wouldn't change a thing. That's why. It's kicking off in the chat. I see. Let's just be careful with our words, fellas. Let's be careful with our words. To be honest, the rivalry isn't real. We just like shouting Yorkshire. I mean, it might not be. I do think, though, if it was announced now, I think you could fill up Headingley. Or, like, if you use the Halliwell Jones as like a neutral background. I think you could sell at the stadium. A decent sized rugby league stadium. Just needs to be announced. That's true. It just depends what Paul says, really. Just depends what he says. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, if anyone's got any predictions for the second half, do let me know. Good turnout, it seems. Looks like a good turnout. Hull 58, Leeds 10. Are you sure? Are you sure? Well, that's true, Paul. That is true. But I'm just saying. I mean, you both. I think in terms of what you've said, it's nothing's like ridiculous. To the point where someone needs to be banned. I'm just saying, you know, in future. But let's calm it down, folks. Calm it down. Save it for the car park. So we're back underway. Second half has now begun. (10-4) for Hull FC. O'Connor on the 20. Infield with Smith. Jake Connor across to Miller. Bumps off one now with Hanley. Then to Lum. Cuts back in. Hang on a minute. Dragged in touch. Loses possession. Knock on from Leeds. Now Hull FC will have a fresh set inside Leeds territory. Right, so a minute gone. Hull FC already have a fresh set of 6, 40 metres out from the try line. When's the legend Brad Fash coming on? Cust. Now with Hardacre. Up to the 30. Borough. Asiata switches back to Ashworth. Being dragged back over the 30. Up to the 40. Good defensive work from Leeds. Plays it for Borough. He's going to scoot from dummy half. Brought down on the 30. In centre field, Asiata. Short side left to Caesar. And Chamberlain takes it just shy of the 20. Last tackle coming up. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Centre field with Caesar. Kicks towards the back left. Miller goes up. Knocks the ball backwards, I think. Hall collects it. Stops a few metres short of his own line. If you can... Oh, hang on a minute. Leeds drag back into the in-goal area. And it's going to be a goal line dropout. Good defensive work from Hull FC again. So, Tyler says, if you're going to have a state of origin, why don't they include Cheshire against Cumbria and make it truly representative? Would your opinion on the series change if Cheshire were part of the series? It would, yes, Tyler. That's one thing I forgot to mention is I wouldn't mind it if I had some skin in the game. So if Cheshire was in it, and I did work out once who would play for Cheshire, your spine would include Gareth O'Brien at fullback, Leon Hayes at 6, Harry Smith at 7, Danny Walker at 9. That's a hell of a spine. With a few players like Chamberlain. I think Ben Curry would be part of it. Joe Philbin, Joe Mellor. A few of the regulars as well. I think it was Percival. Percival was one. I think Jonathan Benison was another as well. So, I think if I had some skin in the game, yes. Because then it's something I can get behind. So I think my opinion would change in it. But if you want to include Cumbria, I think you could absolutely go for it. I think you'd absolutely go for it as well. Like a tri-county cup or even a quad county cup. I think you could do something like that. I think it'd be quite good. Or if it's just Cheshire versus Cumbria and then it's just Yorkshire versus Lancashire. I think there's something in that. So Hull FC in possession on the 4th tackle, 20 metres out. Lytton stopped just shy of the 10. 4 minutes gone. 5th tackle for the Black and Whites. Left of the sticks with Borough. Plays it for Price. Or Price kicks towards the sticks. There's a chase from S8. Hits the post. Bounces backwards. Hardacre recovers it. Offloads backwards. Then across to Barron in the corner. That is from quality defensive pressure from Hull FC. Quality defensive pressure. They're going to check with video ref, but I think they've earned themselves that with good defensive work. So try giving on field for the video referee to check. 4.5 minutes gone. So it hits the posts, goes backwards. Hardacre collects it. He chucks the ball behind him. Then with Asiata. Then chucks the ball across to Barron. The grounding, I think, was fine on this one. Grounding's good. There we go. 14-4 for Hull. Yeah, I knew this was coming up, Kings. I knew it was. I was going to mention it at some point. Yeah, for those that don't know, I'm also an Everton fan. And, yeah, we've initially announced our new stadium is going to be the Hill Dickinson Stadium. I will not be calling it that. I will be calling it Bramley Moore Stadium. And if I'm going to call it anything else associated with that, probably the Hill. I have a feeling that the Hill will catch on. Maybe in a few years, here in Hill Dickinson Stadium, we'll just people will be used to it at a certain point. But I feel like either the Hill will catch on or people will just call it Bramley Moore. The kick from Caesar it's good. 16-4. Bloody hell. What's with these camera angles though for the kicks? Why are we not getting views from behind the goals? This Sky Sports Plus for you. Gareth O'Brien's gone off with a HIA, I think. That's not good. 28-12 in that Wigan League game at the moment as well. Right then, Hull FC in possession, a metre out from their own line. SA with the next carry. Or is that a replay? No, that is live. Thank God. Borough. Then to Asiata, takes it over the 10. Plays it for Borough in centre field. Then on his left. Not sure who that was to. Possibly Chamberlain. Over the 20. Borough, Asiata. Takes the next carry in this set as well. Up to the 30. Out the back to Price. Kicks from the 30. Taken on the full by Miller. Takes it over his own 20. Up to the 30. Cust dragging him back a fair few metres there as well. And that's 7 minutes gone in the second half. Now with Handley. O'Connor. Ryan Hall. Just short of halfway. Are we going to get a fight back from Leeds soon? We will see. Croft down the right. Switches back to Newman. Inside Hull FC territory. Forward pass there, but it's wayward in the hands of Barron now as Hull FC come up with possession. It's not been clean enough from Leeds. They just need to complete sets. Complete sets, be better disciplined, and I think they'll come back into it. So, Hull FC, third tackle on halfway. Now with Asiata, then to SA. 48 minutes on the clock. Of course, waiting for Brad Fash. He will unlock the Hull FC potential. Hardacre, 25 metres out. Centre field with Caesar. Towards the back right. Miller wants to go for this. I think it's knocked on from Hull FC. I think. Now with Ryan Hall. Come on, Leeds. Let's see something from you. Come on. Croft to McDonnell. O'Connor. Now it's Smith over the 30. 49 minutes on the clock. Up to the 40. Strong carry there from Cameron Smith. Left to Miller. Across to Hanley. Trying to skip past Briscoe. He does. Good meters there from Ash Hanley. Surely that's a 6 again. Surely? It is. 6 again for Leeds. 35 metres out. Miller. And then to Handley. Stop just short of the 20. And takes up a few extra metres up to the 20. In centre field with Lasone. Strong carry through centre field. Great chance for Leeds now. Left to Holroyd. I think he's got it. That's a hell of a carry. He's confident. I'm confident. That is a try. Bloody hell. If he ran at me like that, I think I'd just say, it's alright, mate. It's alright. It's only 6 points. Just walk in, lad. Just walk in. There we go. 16-10. It is 16-8, but the kick is close enough to the sticks. There's a hell of a carry. Damn. Looks like we've got a game now, folks. Just the spark that Leeds needed. Well, provided they actually continue the discipline. Fair play. 51 minutes on the clock. Kick to come from Miller. 70% success probability. He should get it. He should. And there we have it, 16-10. It's actually 28-18 in the other game as well. Yeah, Frank, you said get in and then put the black and whites, but it was Leeds that scored. I think that's what he's questioning. Back underway. 16-10 is the scoreline. Lasone with a strong run up to the 20. Ryan Hall with the next one. Plays it for O'Connor. On his left to Smith. Over the 30. Third tackle for Leeds Rhinos. O'Connor. Over on the left. Comes back towards the middle with Holroyd. He's going to play this in centre field for O'Connor. Lasone now into Hull FC territory. On the last, right-hand side to Croft. Strong chase from Jake Connor. Price under pressure. He takes it cleanly. Met on the 10 and stopped just over it. Up early for NRL me. I might try to watch some in the morning. Might try to. Cust with a scoop from dummy half. Takes it over the 20. A few metres shy of the 30. Liam Knight is also on for Ashworth for the black and whites. Now with Martin. Strong run there from O'Connor. He thinks the ball's been lost. Well, the referee thinks otherwise. And Knight takes up to the 40. It's now the last tackle for Hull FC. Borough in centre field. Out the back to Price. He hits the belly of the ball. Plenty of height on this one. Taken on the full by Miller. It's a great take. Up to the 30. Fash is not on just yet. Not just yet. Him and Bentley going at it. The Zen Monk. Oof. Essay with a strong hit onto. Is that Bentley? Bentley just gets up and plays the ball. Just gets up and plays the ball. Doesn't even... No pushing, no shoving. Bentley, the Zen Monk. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He's doing some sort of meditation or something at home. Surely. So Croft kicks on the last. The clock is on 54 minutes and 30 seconds. So over to Hanley on the left. Bit of room to run. Stopped on the 10 on the last tackle. He certainly has, Kieran. He certainly has. He went to one Shaolin temple and he's just not been the same since. So FC in possession on their own 30. You know it, Kieran. You know it. Borough on the 4th, left to Caesar. He's just going to kick this towards the back right. It's going to bounce once and then pops up nicely for Riley Lump, who's going to get stopped just short of his own 30. Connor. Now with Miller, stepping, but he's wrapped up by Briscoe. And he's getting pushed back. Handley is going to hand this off to Ryan Hall. But defensively, Hull FC are putting a really good shift today. Newman over the 30, 56 minutes on the clock. O'Connor in centre field. Out the back to Jake Connor. He's going to kick from his own 30 towards the back right. Decent distance on this one. Martin slips over on the 20 and then takes possession. So 56.5 minutes on the clock. Hull FC on their own 20. Price waits at dummy half. Now with Lytton, gets half a break, then gets a clean break. But he's brought down by McDonald. Good chase there from McDonald to bring him down on halfway. Price. With Barron. Asiata pops up to SSA. Up to the 30. Hull could be looking for 1 point soon. You'd think at least in the next 10 minutes or so they'd be thinking about it. So last tackle. I think you might be right, Paul. I think you might be right. Momentum will certainly swing massively in that favour. Miller takes the ball on the full from the kick. Asiata is there to get a hold of him. Almost a crusher. Plays it on the 10. Now with Ryan Hall. Wigan holding on after giving up 3 tries in a row. Yeah, just about. Oh, it's 28-22. Oh, then Wigan score a try, do they? Okay, Wigan just scored as I brought the stream up. So it's 32-22 in the Wigan League game. At the moment, the kick to come for Wigan. So Zen Monk has possession in centre field. Now with Jake Connor on the last. Kicks from just behind the 40 towards the back left. Bounces once over Price's head. Bounces again. Barron collects it on his own 10. Comes back towards the middle. Straight into Cameron Smith. Cust hands it off to Martin. So we've got 21.5 minutes to go. There's a break here for Cade Cust. He's got support from, I think that's Briscoe. 2-on-1. Brodie Croft is there. Brings him down on the 20. Good defensive work there from Brodie Croft. Hull player on Leeds 20. In centre field with Price. Across to Caesar. Bumps off one. Dinks the ball through. Comes off a Leeds foot. Dribbles into touch. Referee says it was played out, so it's going to be a fresh set for Hull FC. Only about 10 metres out, I think. What are you doing there, Luke? Have you not got a game to prep for against Hull KR? What are you doing here, mate? I'm joking. 6 again for Hull FC. They are inches away from the try line. Coming up to the hour mark. Chamberlain at dummy half, left of the sticks. Back towards the middle with Caesar. He's going to run himself. He's wrapped up by 3 defenders. Now right at the sticks, Brad Fash. The legend that is Brad Fash on the hour mark. Right at the sticks. He's going to go himself. Surprised he didn't just walk in there. The mighty Fash. Across to Cuss down the left. Dinks the ball through. Back into the hands of Cuss with a fresh set. A lot of work for Leeds to do on their own goal line. Bora switches back to SASA, trying to crash over. Held up. Good defensive work there. Holroyd and McDonald in the tackle there. So, SASU will play this ball left of the sticks on the 10. Borough on his right to Knight. Then to Caesar. Pops up to Hardacre. Oh, stopped a few metres short. Cust, right at the sticks. To Knight, trying to crash over. Plenty of defenders there. He's wrapped up. They keep him out for now. Plays it for Cust, right at the sticks. Out the back to Fash. Cross to Caesar. Again, he's going to go himself. This is the last tackle coming up for Hull FC. Good defensive work from the Rhinos. Over on the left-hand side of the field. Now the last. Borough with Price. Kicks from centre field. Charge down from the Zen Monk. Recovered by O'Connor. Just shy of the 20. And good defensive work from Leeds to keep out Hull FC. And stay in this game. Riley Lum with the next carry for Leeds. Yeah, as Wilkins said, the drop goal. Surely. Alex, how far back are you? Or are we watching the same game? Alex, are you still stuck on Rapiner getting stretched off? So Watkins in possession. I think so, Jonathan. I think so. So Croft kicks towards the back right on the last tackle for Leeds, inside Hull FC territory. Taken on the 10 by Martin. Straight into the Zen Monk on the 20. Oh, right, okay. Is that just the mindset, Alex, if you don't ask, you don't get? You're at least asking for it, they might get it. Barron with a carry up to the 30. Fair enough. 63 minutes on the clock, 17 minutes to go. Brad Fash, a few metres shy of the 40. Fourth tackle next for Hull FC. Knight with a carry through centre field. That's fair, Alex. That's fair. Now the last. Behind halfway, there is a kick from Will Price. Taken on the full by Miller. He's got Riley Lum in support if he needs him. He's not going to use him though. He takes a carry over the 20. I'm going to have a quick look at the other game. 32-22. Charnley in possession. Carries the ball out of the in-goal area. Lee under a lot of pressure now. Nearly an hour gone in that game. Okay. Back to this one. Leeds in possession on their own 30. O'Connor will take a carry up to the 40. Scooting from dummy half. Quick play the ball for Riley Lum. He now takes up to halfway. 64 minutes on the clock. Fourth tackle for Leeds. Decent field position. They just need a good kick and a good chase here. As one of the 35% back in Hull, so fingers crossed. You could be right. They've done all right today, especially defensively. Done a good job. Kick from Croft on the last. Taken by Price. Stopped on the 20. So it's just very back and forth at the moment. I think Leeds maybe not showing the hand too much. Maybe just waiting for Hull to make a mistake rather than actually going for something themselves. I think they've got time to chuck the ball around a bit. You're right as well, Frank. Certainly if they get in good field position, they've got to go for one. Entering the last 15 minutes now. Surely they've got to. If only there was a Mark Sneed that would have done it by now. Well, there's a kick from behind the 40 from Caesar, but it's taken on the full on the 30 by Miller. So this gifts Leeds good field position, starting a fresh set on the 40. Not the best kick there from Caesar. Hall with the first carry in this fresh set. No one's used a challenge yet, I don't think, unless there was one that was successful. I don't know, I don't recall. Newman, bit of space to run in centre field, takes it into Hull FC territory. Third tackle, great chance for Leeds here. Palacia, over the 40, up to the 30, great carry from Palacia. O'Connor, left to Croft, pops it up to the Zen Monk, ball comes loose, collected by O'Connor, across to Palacia, wrapped up by Caesar, last tackle now for Leeds. O'Connor on the last, left to Croft. They're going to go with this one here. Connor to Gannon. Handley across to Lum. Riley Lum in the corner. They're going to check it. Just give it, man. Just give it. Try giving on field. I think he's got it. I like the intent there. Not just another wasteful kick into the corner. I like the intent. So Barron goes at the legs of Riley Lum. Doesn't get him. Briscoe is there. Tries to slap the ball out. Ooh, that foot could have slid out. He's got that. He's got it. Nice and quick as well. Beautiful. 16-14 with a kick to come. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Try it is. Letting you know now, if this kick is converted, we're getting a trumpet. Guaranteed. It's been rubber stamped. Trumpet if this goes over. They just played one in the ground. Not the time, lads. Not the time. Nicely worked. Good intent. I'd like to see players like... I think there's a few players I'd like to see in sprint races against the likes of French, Field, Dufty, Ashton. Like, Lum is one, Barron's another. Eckersley, I'd like to see him in some sort of chase. I know he's had a few breaks. I think Roderick Ty is sneaky quick, but maybe not at the same level, but I think he's quicker than people expect him to be. And I think Sambu would be good to look at. Possibly Robertson as well from Saints. There's a few I want to see how quick they are compared to some of the fastest in the league. The kick is... it doesn't look good. It's no good. So that's kind of drop goal out of the question now for Hull FC. So Leeds going to have to get a shift on here. But what I appreciate that this means is we're not going to keep going back and forth for drop goals now. So somebody is going to... I mean, Hull FC needs to hold out. They don't have to score, but if they can hold out, fair enough. But Leeds actually have to come out. Oh, Alex. Okay. No worries, lad. No worries. I've got you. I've got you. Hey! Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you very much. Leeds got the momentum. Indeed they do. LG says, fans giving it the two fingers in the crowd after the try. Hate that stuff, we're not football. Yeah. True. Very true. It's that kind of stuff as well. It's like, you're still losing. Like, you're giving it two fingers. You're still losing. We've not even got the kick yet. At least wait for that. At least wait for that. So, I didn't see what happened from the kickoff because I was yapping too much. So, the Zen Monk is going to play this ball for Jared O'Connor over on the left-hand side. Comes back towards the middle with Watkins, who takes it up to the 40 and over it. Great chance for Leeds now. Hull needs to be really disciplined, not give away a penalty. So, Connor to the Zen Monk. He gets an offload out the back. A little bit wayward, but recovered by Miller. Miller still shifting. He loves a second phase, doesn't he? He loves a second phase. O'Connor on the 30. Right to Palacia. And the back to Croft. He steps past Caesar. Dinks the ball towards the back right. Price is there, though. But he's stopped on the 10. Leeds won last 4 or 5. Funny how these trends persist sometimes. Leeds are a sneaky good team. They're a good team, but I think to some, sneaky good. People don't really appreciate them yet, I don't think. SASA with the next carry for Hull FC. Ladies and gentlebobs, we are now in the final 10 minutes of the game. Hull FC on their own 40. Last tackle. This is going to go out the back to Will Price. He's under a bit of pressure from O'Connor. Then he gets the kick away to the back right. Straight into the hands of Riley Lum. Not the best kick in the world. And he's stopped a few metres shy of his own 30. Jake Connor is there. Hands it off to Miller. Then a looping ball across to Newman. Has to cut back inside. Not much room to work with there. Asiata is also back on for the black and whites. Jake Connor chucks the ball across. Riley Lum recovers it. He's wrapped up on his own 30. What you made of this stream in tips and that? Made off this stream? So far, I mean, it's telling me 11.98. That's what it's telling me. YouTube does take a good chunk of money, though. So, you've given YouTube a decent amount of money. Congrats to them. It is greatly appreciated, though, guys. Thank you very much. Has O'Connor gone to the Zen Temple? Gone to the same Zen Temple as the Zen Master? He has calmed down as well. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they both got the same Grand Master or not. I'll have to ask him next time I speak to him, Kieran. Who knows? Frank. Bloody hell, Frank. So, scrum for Hull FC, 35 metres out. Now with Caesar, switches back to Lytton. We've got 8.5 minutes to go. 2-point advantage for Hull FC. It is 36-22 for Wigan. Hull FC with a fresh set of 6, 22 metres out. Caesar to SASA. .72 minutes on the clock, 8 minutes to go. SASA plays it for Borough, now with Asiata, then to Hardacre, up to the 20. It's crunch time now, boys. It's crunch time now. Asiata out the back to Caesar. Bit of pace down the left-hand side. Over the top to Martin. Has to cut back inside. Stop just over the 10. Third tackle. Back towards the middle with Caesar. Switches back to SASA. Bumps off one. Still shifting. Then off to Cuss, but he's brought down. The ball comes loose. Recovered by Miller. And Leeds withstand that pressure. Whistle has been blown. I'm not sure what for. Maybe it was a free play, maybe. So scrum for Leeds on their own 10, I think. Yes, it's on their own 10. So Connor will feed this ball into the scrum. O'Connor hands it off to Ryan Hall on his right. I think Wigan will be top tonight. They might be, actually. They might be. Aledski is back on. Was he off for a while? It felt like he was. He'll play the ball 25 metres out from his own line. Now with Palacia, he'll take it over the 30. And gets about 11 or 12 metres on that carry. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Plays it for O'Connor. They go short side left to Jake Connor. He's going to find a bit of space behind the ruck. Now the fourth tackle inside Hull FC territory. Plays it for O'Connor. Watkins in centre field. Out the back to Brodie Croft. Then to Lockie Miller. He's got Newman on his right, but he's going to try and cut back inside and is brought down almost immediately as he tries to. McDonald at dummy half. In centre field with Croft. Are they going to have a go here? I think they are. Jake Connor over on the left. Then he's going to kick the ball towards the back left. Lum versus Price. Price, not really under much pressure there. He takes it cleanly. We now have 6 minutes to go. Barron with the first carry for Hull FC in this set. Now with SA, the try scorer, or one of the try scorers I should say, and a try saver earlier as well. Asiata at dummy half on the 30. Now with Briscoe. Up to the 40. Asiata in centre field. On his left to Herman SASA. Up to halfway. 5.5 minutes to go. Out the back to Caesar. Kicks from the halfway line towards the back left. Miller has time to take it cleanly, and he does so on the 20. Croft. Now with Newman. Strong hit there from... Who was that? That Knight? Yes, it was. Riley Lum in centre field. Over the 30. Both teams look a little bit knackered at the moment. O'Connor. Now with Lasone. Certainly is Kieran. They're going to go for Summit. But Connor is going to kick from behind the 40. 40-20 attempt here. Oh, it's out on the full. Out on the full from Jake Connor going for the 40-20. It's going to be a penalty for Hull FC. To be fair, they needed something. It wasn't that far off. It was very close. They needed something. I don't mind the intent. It's a good effort. So Hull FC will play the ball on Leeds 40. So Hardacre with the first carry. We now have 4 minutes to go. Knight. Stopped on the 30. Asiata. Left to Caesar. He's going to run himself. Up to the 20. Asiata left of the sticks on the 20. Inside to SASA. Only about 12 metres out. Centre field, Asiata right to Caesar. And back to Price. Then to Cust. Under pressure from Handley. 3.5 minutes left. Last tackle. You'd imagine they'll kick the ball towards the corners or just run the ball in. Asiata dinks the ball through. There's a bit of a mess, but recovered by Watkins. And Leeds have possession 5 metres out from their own line. I think they'll get... Oh, hang on. Lost ball from Leeds. They do still have a challenge, but Leeds have lost the ball according to the referee. 3 minutes to go. I didn't actually see exactly what happened there. It was a bit of a mess, so at least we'll get to look at this again. So Asiata kicks the ball through. Hits the shoulder of Watkins. Certainly can't say it's played at. What's he supposed to do there? I think they'll win this. I think Asiata then touches it as it bounces off Watkins' chest. Then that hits Asiata into Watkins. I think that's a knock-on from Hull. I think they'll win this. I think they'll win this. Guys, I'm 29 subscribers away from 7,000. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. The challenge is successful. So 3 minutes to go. Leeds will have at least 2 full sets here, you'd imagine. But they've got to go 90 metres downfield. Hull KR fans might remember a try from last year against Leeds at home. At Hull KR's ground, I mean. There's a kick from Croft over the top to Hanley down the left-hand side. Maybe something like that. Maybe something like that to come. O'Connor on the 30, then to Aledski, takes it over the 40. It's a good metres already. 2.5 minutes to go. Third tackle. Watkins, out the back to Brodie Croft, fakes the switch back, then switches back to Miller, chucks the ball over the top to Jake Connor, over halfway, across to Hanley, skips around Briscoe, he's just going to straighten up, could try and get an offload, I don't think he should yet though, he's up to the 10. I thought that ball maybe came loose for a second, but he's playing it 8 metres out, over the top to Jake Connor in centre field, he's going to go himself off to Watkins, stopped a metre short, he can still shift. Oh, he stopped a few inches short. O'Connor to the right. Croft. Miller. Across to Ryan Hall. Bumps into Martin. Oh my God! They are going to check this one, but I think Leeds have done it. Try giving on field from the video before the video referee checks it. The only thing I'm unsure about when we check this is when Handley is brought down inside the 10, does he lose possession? It just looked like something for a second that might have looked a little bit dodgy, but I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. Maybe the play... I don't know. I don't know what the limit is for how far back you can check. Whether it's only things within that play. It might be. I think he's got this. I think that's going to be fine, actually. Right foot's infield, and the ball is grounded. That's a bloody try. It's going to be 18-16 with a kick to come. The Wigan game. Oh yeah, it's on 65 minutes. Maybe there was a long injury that they had to deal with. I don't know. Not too sure. Really not sure. So yeah, well done on the captain's challenge actually. Good point there, John Wilkin. 75. Is the clock wrong? Is the clock just wrong in that game? Maybe. Doesn't matter. Well done, Leeds. Great ball from Miller as well. Cracking ball. Caesar as well, straight away. Let me think of something to complain about real quick. According to my calculations. Bloody hell. And they can just eat up the time on the clock. The kick from Miller is no good. 18-16. And there's going to be 36 seconds to go. 36 seconds. So short kick off from Will Price. And the winner of the contest is, I think it's knocked backwards from Leeds, recovered by Miller. Oh, then it's going to start kicking off. 20 seconds to go. Miller's going to play this on his own 30. Hull FC will look for a strip here. And Hull's going to play it. 10 seconds to go. Then a carry from Lissone. 5 seconds on the clock. And Newman is going to take the final carry of the game, and that's going to be full time, folks. Leeds Rhinos 18, Hull FC 16. Oh my God. I don't know about you guys, but I think I picked the right game. I think I did. I'm going to close that Wigan stream down as well. I'm done with that one. Yeah, see, let's just relax. Let's relax on that front. Jesus Christ. Man of the match then, folks. Who's going to get man of the match? Is there anyone for Hull FC that I put forward, though? Is there anyone for Hull FC? I don't know if I'd consider anyone from Hull FC. I'm not too sure. Maybe Asiata at a push. I don't know. Okay. Man of the match options I'm thinking would be Jake Connor, Lockie Miller, Sam Essay, actually. I think Essay would get a shout. So Essay, Miller, Connor, Handley. Anyone else want to throw another name in there? Could also, yeah, maybe Ryan Hall. Oh yeah, Danny. Danny's at the game, isn't he? Isn't that his first game? Sure it was. Well, fair play from Hull FC. It was a hell of an effort. It was one hell of an effort. I want to drop a few ads in here, folks, and then I'm going to wrap things up. Okay, see, you might not care that much, which is fine, but if you don't calm it down, I will just have to, like, block you from putting in messages. Because it is getting a bit ridiculous now. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, Danny. I hope you did. You loved it. He said, well, that's great. That is fantastic. Danny boy, you are a Leeds fan, right? Assuming that you're going Leeds Saints next. If, mate, just imagine that. That was Danny boy's first game. First live game. What a way to kick off that career. I think so, Jonathan. Yes, you can, Danny. Yes, you can. This is a weird interview. Well, thank you very much, Kieran. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, see the Joker. See, how many WKDs and Smirnoff Ices have you had tonight, mate? Just wondering. Or is it non-alcoholic Copperbergs? Or too many sherbet lemons, maybe? We'll put this child in timeout, shall we? We'll put him in timeout. Kieran, I forgot to get Kieran that trumpet. What a guy! What a guy! Right then. Well, thank you, Brendan. Unfortunately for you, I'm sorry about that. Danny, thanks for stopping by when you did. Hope you did enjoy the game. I don't know why I'm saying I hope you did, because you did. Alex, LG, C, might be past your bedtime, mate. Make sure you get tucked in. So yeah, Alex, Finn showed up. Paul, Kieran, the regulars, Jonathan. But yeah, thanks again for stopping by. And yeah, the Discord. If you guys want to join a Kinetic Rugby League Discord, the link is in the description. So feel free to join that if you'd like to. The Discord, yeah, there should be an invite link in the description. I will just get an invite link. Where's the link there? It's underneath the camera. I couldn't see it. I'll put a link in the live stream as well. So if you want to join the Discord, it is now in the live stream. So yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for the donations and the memberships tonight. I will be back on... Is the game on Sunday? I think it's on Sunday. Yeah, I'll be back on Sunday for Wakefield vs Warrington. And that's going to be the last stream of the weekend. But yeah. Yeah, I'm streaming Wakefield vs Warrington, and that's the last one on the weekend. And then I'll be back for hopefully a good 5 or 6 streams next weekend, I think. I'm not streaming the KR game because I think it's going to be a bit of a dull one. Or it might be, and I just kind of wanted my Saturday free. So, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, folks. It is greatly appreciated, as always. You bunch of bloody legends. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.